while we are not alone in our rampant disgust for Daisy Ridley's sexist, bigoted, small-minded comments,
Well, that's a lot.
we are doing a reaction to what Star Wars Theory thought of it. And Eric?
It's pretty much along the same line. I mean, we're about on the same page.
And that poor boy, he has been picked upon by that dildo Hidalgo. And he made those good Vader movies, and I'm sick of.
And that other Star Wars page guy.
Yeah.
You know that.
And they were picking on him. Yeah.
I mean, they're actually trying to demonetize the poor guy.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Just for expressing his opinions, and
he made a very excellent.
And I mean, he's not really even.
He's not
offensive about it. He's just pragmatic and matter of fact.
Very middle of the road. Not
Very
riding the
much
fence.
so.
Not riding the fence, but just middle of the road about everything. And I loved what he said about judging media.
Yeah.
We are the consumer. We are allowed to, if we like it or not. Now, if you can't handle it in your precious little bubble of reality that's Hollywood or whatever the fuck, and you can't handle criticism, well, then your parents didn't do you any good by not getting you a thick skin. Because no matter what, you're going to be criticized in life. Any job,
especially in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
You're putting yourself in a position to be criticized.
So why not come correct?
On so many levels.
Exactly.
Not just by your consumer, but by, the professional critics and by your peers and...
Well, yeah, but Disney paid off enough of those people that...
You need to learn how to take criticism.
Yeah. And the default of, the men are the sexists and the racists and, alt-right, that's all bullshit. And I'm glad someone else, also Critical Drinker, kind of said the same thing.
Yeah.
That we're tired of it. Shut the fuck up, make a good product, or don't make it at all.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have it than have something bad. Probably why I'm single. Oh.
Well, and it goes back to the whole, they're just full-blown narcissists.
Exactly.
Because they never do anything wrong. They're always the victim. It's always somebody else's fault. And if you don't like my product, then there's something wrong with you. And they try to turn it around like
gaslighting.
That. Total gaslighting. And I think they're even so delusional they can't even see that in themselves.
Yes.
It's just ridiculous, man. And not that I'm saying Daisy is a narcissist necessarily, but
I would.
The just whole notion that her movie might not go forward, or looks like it's not going to go forward. I mean, what did he say? $12 million contract she signed?
Yeah.
For that movie?
Fuck.
With no script.
Yeah.
No plan.
And honey, I would have taken that money and ran.
Ran
hard, ran fast, just ran for the hills. Change your name, change your look. Well, I got Disney's $12 million, suckers. Yeah.
But I mean, how is she going to collect that $12 million if the movie doesn't get made?
Right.
And how does that? I mean, if she had literally signed a contract, to make this movie, and it turns out to not be made, wouldn't that be a potential lawsuit, breach of contract?
But don't they have?
She could probably cash in for twice of $12 million.
But don't they have pay or play, so that they're getting paid no matter if the movie's made or if the movie's released? Or
well, I guess it just depends on the contract.
It depends on what it is. Yeah,
and how it reads. I don't know all that stuff. But I mean, I know
some of it. Yeah.
A contract is a legally binding document.
Yeah. So if you didn't sign something, honey, that's your fault, not ours. But also, this goes back to what we were talking about in ours. She's the product. If you don't know how to manage your product, which is you, that's not our fault. You shouldn't have signed up for this god-awful movie, especially with that ardent feminist who only upsets men from the 6th century.
Well, I wouldn't know about that, but I mean, who is she to be headlining a Star Wars film? That's the thing. What does she know about Star Wars, and I just
and Star Wars Theory really went hard and deep into how she acts, how her character is portrayed, and he's absolutely right. It isn't necessarily her.
No, it's not her fault.
She's the tool. She's the puppet.
Right. She's just the one who was hired to play it. She did what she was written and directed to do.
And directors. But as her being the product, she should also be more conscious of her product.
I mean, I can understand her frustration and disappointment in the state of the project, but to blame it on some men, I mean, what does some men even mean? Some men idolize women. Some men objectify women. Some men, I mean, it's just, what does some men even mean?
Some men.
How many of us, and what are you talking about? Be specific. That's the most vague and ambiguous, statement. I don't even understand what it really means, except that she's just expressing her frustration and blaming it on the male fan base that didn't want to see
that created Star Wars,
the female whatever.
And I know there are
no,
plenty.
It's not even that,
yeah,
dude. It's not even that.
Yeah, and I know there's plenty of women that were into Star Wars because my sisters were before I was even born. Yeah,
everybody I know loves Star Wars. It doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly.
I don't know anybody who doesn't love Star Wars unless they've never seen it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's.
I mean, and Star Wars Theory went a little further than I would have, saying that he liked Ahsoka. I never liked Ahsoka.
No. He just was saying that Ahsoka is a popular character.
Yes.
And is a woman.
Yes. I never liked her because she seemed annoying and she was outside of canon. And this was with the Clone Wars, when the Clone Wars popped up.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't make her any less popular in general.
Exactly. And then, I'm like, oh, maybe they aren't going to shit the bed when they do live action and her first appearance in the Mandalorian episode. And they totally Amber Turded the whole thing. And that was another reason I didn't want to watch the Ahsoka series. It was her delivery was dry and plain. And she seemed unaware of Grogu, but Grogu was somehow a nexus point of all reality. The super force ban or Toad, whatever the fuck he is, and so whoever wrote and shot that episode. Oh, that's right. That was Dave Filoni, huh? That was all Dave. All Dave, baby.
Yep.
You guys are doing great over there. Anyway, back to the thing. I completely agree with Star Wars Theory. Otherwise,
and just what he said about when you see stuff like this, call it out.
Yes.
Call them out on this bullshit. And that's all we're doing is just calling them out. Calling it like we see it.
Yeah. And you have to be ever vigilant about it.
And really, because it's just getting so old and tired.
Yes.
And it's not even a really real thing.
Yeah. What did he surmise? Maybe 1% of the fan base is this thing?
Is this toxic part or whatever? Yeah, no, it's not like, it's just what they're putting out is garbage. And they can't accept that. And that's another reason I think that Mando movie is in all this limbo. Because
I just saw another thing.
They can't just have this male-run thing be a big hit and success.
Yeah.
After all this stuff.
Sort of like they couldn't have Gina Carano be there as a strong, independent woman.
Right.
Who didn't take no shit from nobody.
Right.
And people loved her. So they had to get rid of her.
And, I mean, just... it'd be a male-lit Jon Favreau, man. Fucking Jon Favreau...
The guy who architected the fucking MCU.
And also the guy who made people excited about Star Wars again with Mando when it first hit.
Exactly.
And they just let him do his thing, and people will come. They will flock to it. Oh, but they can't have that because they can't have Jon Favreau be the guy who saves Star Wars. It's got to be one of these woman activist, feminist, whatever the fuck.
And really, seriously, like we've talked about, can it be saved again?
I think so.
I
think there's enough of us that are still on board that would want to see it saved that it could be, but it's getting to the point where it's almost...
Where the resurrection chamber isn't working anymore?
Where it's almost... Yeah, you can't even put it in the Lazarus pit.
Ooh. We did 2 different references. I love it. All righty. Like, share, and subscribe.